Elon Musk said the following at the All In podcast.
Nature abhors a vacuum. And if you take away religion, then I think you actually you get something in its place which is actually worse than what was there before. I mean, it's like destructive, basically. You get like the woke mind virus, filling the hole that religion used to have, taking the place of religion. You get these dystopian de facto religions that are very very self-destructive. So I think perhaps some sort of revival of religion, or at least what we need is some coherent philosophy that people can get excited about.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You know, now Elon Musk sort of parroting this Peter Thiel thing. We need religion because we need a unifying history, story, direction.
Yeah.
I thought he had Mars for that.
Yeah.
I thought he had technology, like some real Apollonian venture.
Yeah.
But because he is now sort of like retracted back into this Twitter politics quagmire of earthly stuff, Mars is not enough. Just this Apollo technology, this sort of surge towards Mars. Or he now has to fix it on Earth as well, because he's also a ruler. He cannot just be a technologist, accelerationist. He needs to find some sort of harmony, political harmony, spiritual harmony here on Earth for the people who are not yet on Mars. And then he comes with this extremely childish, extremely boilerplate, but it's, I don't know, it's sort of, I don't know, like I'm sort of, because I think he is right, you know?
I think the main thing that has changed, why he's saying this, is that Peter Thiel is blowing his horn, his Christianity horn, and is sort of creating urgency there. Something that feels urgent to Musk, not because he's looking around him and he's seeing the herd causing trouble, but because other rulers are sort of, they're either expanding their territory at his cost, or he regards it as a shared territory, and he's sort of having to decide: does it have to be this religion that Thiel says it has to be, or should it be a coherent philosophy?
Because Thiel's is not a coherent philosophy.
No.
Why not?
It's Christianity and René Girard.
Which is not coherent?
Well, no, it's not. It's not what Elon Musk means when he says a coherent philosophy, something that makes sense of the whole. No, it's a sort of a, for Thiel, it's a Christianity again now, which feels strange because we've sort of, the collective consciousness is that we've woken up out of Christianity. So to go back feels strange. We're going back to slumber. But we're not going back to slumber because we have René Girard who is legitimizing this slumber. And how does he do so? By saying, Christianity is better than all other religions because it solves the problem of the victim. But was that really the problem that was that it? Was that why we woke up out of Christianity? Or was it because we didn't believe in it anymore? Why would René Girard convince us to believe in Christianity again? It doesn't. So therefore it is not a coherent philosophy. It doesn't reside in the space that we regard as true, modern truth. The truth that we feel we gained from a dead God, a dying God. Christian God.
But isn't Peter Thiel creating ruler morality again by installing a religion which says, if you want to rule along with me and my crew, you, J.D. Vance, can do that, but you have to say, I believe in the resurrection of Christ, even though it's obvious that J.D. Vance doesn't really believe in a guy standing up from the dead and walking out of a tomb. Therefore, J.D. Vance has to leave his modern truth at the door and submit to something which Peter Thiel deems higher, which is ruling. So Peter Thiel therefore has effectively abandoned this perverse Socrates, Plato, Judaic, modernist truth quest and has installed ruler, master morality again.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the move there.
Yeah, he has, but he uses slave morality to do so. So,
But he wants people to be slaves.
well, he wants people to be slaves, but I don't want to be a slave, and there are people with me, so I don't have to become a slave because Peter Thiel is a ruler. If that is the way the pie is sort of dished out by Peter Thiel, then I will use dialecticism to fight for not being a slave.
To this lie that the hypocrite J.D. Vance buys into because he wants to co-rule. Yeah. Okay, so back to this Elon Musk thing. Now, if I understand you correctly, you're saying, well, I feel that Elon Musk feels that he needs to compete with this rising Christian thing by saying, yes, I agree, we need something unifying.
Yeah, he looks tired. He looks like a Odysseus who's come home, has won a war, comes home, finds all these suitors in his house, trying to lie in bed with his wife. Now he has to kill all of them as well. He doesn't really want to do it. It's a lot of work. It's going to be bloody. Maybe he should just...
Maybe he will not manage to.
Maybe he will not manage. He's older now. Maybe he should forget about it. Maybe he should try to make friends with them. He's gone to the White House, he's done this Doja thing, and now he finds that he's come back and all these people are plotting against him. On the outside, Thiel says never bet against Elon, but of course he wants to win. Thiel wants to win, and he wants to do it on his own terms. He doesn't want to have to need Elon, or he doesn't want Elon to dictate the terms in which Thiel is operating. Thiel also wants to be free, and he wants to be free by being more powerful than Elon Musk. So he is choosing this priestly path. I would say you can call it a ruler, but he is becoming a ruler and a priest in one.
Well, I mean, this is the genealogy of morality. Nietzsche describes the fork in ruler morality. So there's the military ruler morality, sort of Apollonian, and there's the priestly, ascetic morality. And of course, Elon belongs to A and Thiel to B.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can see that Musk is tired and weary, and that he has lost faith. He hasn't lost faith, but he sees that there is something so convincing about this Mars. Mars as a metaphysical phenomenon.
Because it's true.
Exactly, it's true. If we were to do what Musk is... If we were to rally behind Musk, it would be a force of progression. Technological, but also enlightenment. Because he's carved out this space on Twitter, and that will... If you give it time, it'll flourish. It will become this critical space where people generate like a humanities, like the buds of a humanities, and this together with the technological boom that Musk is driving, it will be very, very fruitful. But he's finding out. I mean, it's his life story is that people. I mean, to survive, they have to bet against him. Other rulers, other technologists, other people, they have to bet against him. And it's sort of ironic because it's, of course, Thiel who wrote this book, 0 to 1, which explains why monopolies are good. But Thiel Thiel has to attack Elon's monopoly on the future.
But do you think Elon Musk does have an idea for a unifying thing that can work against sort of the woke mind virus. I agree with your meta explanation of what is happening there. Competing metaphysics, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. But I also think that Elon is a bit more practical.
Yeah, I think he is. He is very practical, and I think he hasn't formulated a coherent philosophy because he cannot do it himself, and like this is the moment where it's becoming a real issue, where either Thiel has formulated it and that's it, or maybe there's something else, but I think he's losing the courage to say, oh, it's in this Twitter, it's in the opportunity for ideas.
Do you really think that Elon Musk projects the following? Through this techno-accelerationist Christianity of J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel, which does form a bridge with people who are not technological because it's Christian. I am losing ground with my atheist, materialist, optimistic Mars story. It's not working because it's not a remedy against woke. And he's afraid of what will come after Trump.
Yeah.
This sort of Christian... Do you think this is really an issue for him? Like my transhumanism, Neuralink, sort of less apocalyptic narrative of technology.
Non-apocalyptic, actually.
Yeah. Is less powerful than the apocalyptic accelerationism of Thiel. Because people need an apocalypse.
I think he just feels some pressure to say, at least now, when religion disappears, its void is filled with something more malignant. But that is heel schoorvoetend. It's very...
Reluctant? Careful.
Careful, like it's like a little step. He's not saying, yeah, of course, that's what's going on, and I'm going to jump on that bandwagon now. And what does that tell me? It tells me that there is something in him that feels a resistance towards that conclusion. To sort of then fill it in with the same thing again. But the same thing very different because the same thing is specifically in the hands of Thiel. Because what Thiel is doing, it's this Christianity, which is a new type of Christianity, old Christianity, turned into something new, using René Girard and sort of accelerationist aspects. And that doesn't actually connect with the force of Christianity, the current force of it, people who believe in it as a redemptive force. Actually, it parasites on that. It says, look, that Christianity has power, so that's why this is legitimate.
Yeah, this idea of Peter Thiel's Christianity as a parasite on both Christianity and atheism and the modern project. I very much think that's a good description.
Yeah, because while doing so, it sucks Christianity, everything that people would want to believe in God for, or that they are attracted to it. That's what he sucks out of it.
The humanity of it.
Yeah, the humanity of it. Yeah, so that's how he uses Christianity. And I think, and this is something that Elon is sort of viscerally, naturally very sensitive to, because he wants to blow value into things. He wants to create things, new things that are good for people. But this time it's a matter of, it's really a war of thought, and he. Until now, he's done so in practical sense. Physics, and he's used the laws of physics to do it. Now he has to become metaphysical, explicitly.
Oh yeah, I wanted to add one thing, see if this goes somewhere. Like you talked about Thiel versus Elon Musk, which is an interesting notion because they're both visionaries. and one is a vampire, and one is a gay scientist in a way. Elon Musk is Nietzschean without liking Nietzsche, without needing Nietzsche to be a Nietzschean. And Thiel's famous saying, "Never bet against Elon," is an expression of that. But then you also see another class of people, which is the all-in podcast. Also billionaires, very rich, profited from investing in these companies that these visionaries created. You know, they're sort of practical billionaires, not visionary billionaires like Thiel and Elon. And it's on this podcast that Elon Musk is saying this. So it is sort of a conversation that all these guys are having. Like, we have to come up with something now. Like, we've designed all these amazing products. We've disrupted all the stuff. Now we should come up with something which is not disrupting, but which is unifying. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be a good...
Well, what they do is they sort of disseminate what comes dropping down from these bigger players. And they spread it. Make it understandable, spread it.
Make it less mystical.
Yeah. What's really going on in practical terms? Look, well, Elon Musk comes close to being a philosopher without having any intention to be one. Because he is someone who will ask why, always. And this is also why he might be able to achieve this Mars claim, going to Mars, making people a extraterrestrial species, interplanetary species. Because why not? Why not, or why? But a tradition or a sort of academy of people who ask the question why is what would balance out this sort of this class of people who are disseminating those chunks of information that are falling down.